I remember I was, well, I wouldn't forget it really, because I was asked to speak, if you can call it that, not far from Boston, Massachusetts. It was out in the wilds a bit. And it was an event being held at this guy's house in his front room. That's how many people came, about 5. But anyway, I turn up, and he's working, and so he's away until later. And so I'm looking at what were then these big 2-reel videotapes they used to have then. And I put one in, and it was a guy called Phil Schneider who was making a presentation. And he was talking about, he was an insider, he was an engineer who did many secret projects as an engineer, built underground bases and so on. And he was telling about his experience of coming across non-human entities, reptilian and the greys, etc. So I was so interested to see this article. Exposing the reptilian agenda, connection to whistleblower's suspicious death. And it's about Phil Schneider. And I spoke at events where Phil Schneider was also there, here and there. So the article says in the early 1990s, whistleblower Phil Schneider came forward with an incredible testimony. After being diagnosed with a terminal illness, he decided to share classified information with the world before it was too late. Over 17 years, the federal contractor worked on numerous what I call black budget projects. As an engineer and geologist with top secret clearance, he oversaw the construction of numerous deep underground military bases across America. This is at the deepest level where the interaction between human scientists or cult scientists, military scientists, and these non-human races takes place. It's where the technology that's being played out into the public arena, getting faster and faster and faster, that's where it's coming from. People like Gates and all these other people are just front men and women and cover stories to get it into the public arena. It's coming out of the underground bases. So I've been saying this for so long. This article goes on, while excavating one particular facility, an inconceivable event occurred. At the precise moment, the staggering depth of government's deceit and corruption was unveiled to Schneider. In fact, he would later reveal publicly what would ultimately cost him his life. And it was an ordeal in the New Mexican desert where in these underground situations, he came across non-human entities. And it says here, each year in the United States, billions in taxpayer dollars go unaccounted for. And according to Schneider, covert appropriation is used to build these subterranean operations and to run them. More than 1,477 of these locations exist globally, where they get that figure from. But I do know from other people way back, it's very, very high in number. Most are connected by high-speed railways, which utilize magnetic levitation trains. An entire labyrinth of tunnels, freeways, and cities exists miles beneath the earth. And that is what's been told to me over the decades, going back to the 90s. Just that. Technologies developed here are decades beyond applications present on the surface. And that's why I've been saying all this time that the technology that's coming out more and more sophisticated all the time, which they're saying, oh, this is the latest we've just discovered. No, you haven't. It's been in the underground bases waiting to be played out. It's being played out in a particular sequence.